No, I'm just saying, like, in the beginning, if it's slow or fast, I'm so used to it. But for the most part, these are like the most important videos that I'm doing at this time, because they require, I guess, the most amount of confidence and just like doing it as I'm doing it. And plus they allow for the most amount of interaction with other people, which is kind of cool. But I mean, it's not like in New York where everyone's very talkative. Over here, a lot of people are just like quiet. So it's a good and bad, I guess. People mind their business, but then again, there's not really a community of sorts. So it's like, I think the idea of just leaving a limit on it and doing these things will help me progress as like a person, to be able to be more comfortable around just doing it. And I mean, that might progress things to be faster than waiting till next year, because maybe even by the end of the month I'll just have it down where it just won't even be a thing, although I still have to like set aside resources or whatnot. But at this point, it's just it's workable, because I can sort of sneak things into my schedule. But for the most part, I'm still like getting the setup all like set up to work. Like, I guess all things you have to put a good amount of patience and time into growing it, because things won't always work out just right off the bat. But that's kind of the way life is. You have to take it as sort of stages. Yeah, different stages between like the prep, the actual work, then the extended like reaping the benefit, which, I mean, is it really benefit if it's a part of what you want to do? It sort of is just a part of the experience. So I just take it as that it's not gonna really change who I am much, because I already like have been going through the process. It's a part of the process that, you know. Oh yeah, it's Capitol Hill, so it gets a little bit crazier, but it's nothing like a real big city. It's still a small city and such. I'll probably just walk this all the way to the next part. That way, that will give me like 10 minutes, and I'll be able to just do the thing, which preferably I can see what's around me. It's just, you know, there's a lot of stoplights, so I just have to like pause and cut through it. Things like this I have to break off and like speed up, but hey, it's a part of it.
Can we take a photo with us? We need a photo with like the tourists.
Yeah, sure.
Andy, do you want to take a photo?
Scavenger hunt?
I can selfie it.
Yeah, you selfie on me, selfie myself.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
do that.
Perfect. Oh.
Yeah.
Are you selfing it?
All right, team. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
I mean, it's not like I'm tourist or anything, but hey, that's also cool that people are like, hey, that's something different. So that's the interaction part, where if you don't like interact, that it's just gonna be sort of I get the bedroom thing and the talking head, but it feels very disconnected to me. Like, it's not really a part of reality. Having like people who are in the community and doing stuff, I think it's more interesting for what I want to do than for something like a lecture, because you can lecture anywhere, but it's rather cooler to like be about around the area. So that's why I choose to do it. Plus, it's cool when people say, hey, YouTube, so that's pretty awesome. I mean, they don't really know the view count, but that's cool either way. Plus, I still do it in the rain, just because I think that's just another element where if you're inside, you don't get the rain, and that's just another thing that isn't really as cool, because it's very sterile. And when it's sterile, it seems, I guess, a little bit dead, and I don't want it to be a little bit dead. I want it to be kind of frenetic or hectic, and it's just time to grow. And once I really start doing things, it won't seem so much like out of the ordinary, but more of a normal, because I mean, it's just cool that, although I suppose at some point I'll just keep getting stopped by a lot of different people, so I mean, that's a good and bad. I mean, that was the other day I was talking about, if you're gonna be doing like stuff like this, it's gonna get you into like a little more attention because you're doing things people are curious about, and maybe they wanted to at one time or whatnot. But I mean, what you want and what you do sometimes aren't exactly the same because of like situations. Cardi B, I like that. It's like, oh yeah, there was like this the DARPing group, not the people back there, but it was a whole different time where they were at the park and they were kind of like doing their thing, which I kind of wish I had been already getting at this, because then I would have been able to like document it. But it's just a part of right place, right time, and I wasn't quite starting on this yet, and probably I wasn't courageous enough to like, well, I would probably bother them, but just a little bit, not like a serious bother. But there would be like times where I'm like, darn, I really should have. So like the more it becomes natural, just the more it becomes the same. Plus the good thing is these sidewalks are a lot wider than down by U District. So I was just, because of the only saving grace was like that street market that kind of saved it out for working. Other than that, it just doesn't work quite well. But it can't. It's a growing city. The streets are gonna get more compact, and the things are just gonna be a lot more full of traffic and people. So that's just part of it. Gotta walk. And it's pretty steady. Almost by the park. It's a quiet park, or usually it's quiet. I suppose it's more busy now, but as a see a larger pond and a smaller fountain. Water runs off. It's not like the other park. It's totally different. It's got more of a school vibe to it, because I guess it's a New York campus, so that's just how it goes. But yeah, I think they've been construction for that light rail thing for a while, because like it's a good idea. It's about the congestion I was talking about earlier. Things like that are just gonna help a city like this growing. I remember when I visited New York, they had their own rail, and their rail was efficient, but it's kind of squeaky. Maybe they didn't like grease up their rails or whatnot. But I mean, it worked. It wasn't broken or anything. It worked. It's just, would have preferred not to have to hear the squeaky noise. You know, it's like, sure, it's there, but I don't want to hear it. Why would I want to hear it? Especially if I'm like resting, because sometimes when I'm like on mass transit, I want to just sleep. It's just sleep, not really do anything, but just sleep. And like kind of like a bum, but I guess not a homeless bum, because I'm still like paying for the ticket. The ticket's cheap, I guess. It's not that. It's just time is short, and you're gonna have to like sneak in to sleep sometime, because if you don't, then it's just, you'll be at home sleeping where you can't really get much done. Oh, Seattle's a green city. I can smell the cannabis. There's nothing wrong with it. I have no problem with cannabis. Plus, I mean, it's Capitol Hill. People, you do you, but it's totally different than like what I'm used to being like growing up here. 10 years ago, it wasn't like this, where you would actually smell it at all. Now it's more prevalent and whatnot. Yeah, I gotta get used to not checking the time. But then again, later I'll just cut it out, because it's not like it's a one run. These one runs, okay, it's only like for this month, because once I start really getting things going, then no, I'm not gonna need to like need to have it as a single link, because a single link is pretty much just the exercise to say, hey, don't cut it if you start feeling embarrassed or shy, because in the whole greater scheme of things, people don't even care most of the time. It's just you're only 30 or 5 to 15 seconds in someone's life when you walk by. It's not such a commitment. You don't have to impress the people, because those people are very short in your life, which it's not it's good or bad thing. It's just you can't be friends with everyone like 100%, because that wouldn't make any sense at all. Plus, if you were to spend your time with everyone committed, you would have not enough mental space in your mind or time to do what you want to do, because not everything in this world is like social. Some things it's just like you want to do it and enjoy the moment. Other things it's like I kind of want it to be social, but usually people are social with their friends, so it's not the sort of thing where, hey, I'll just go and have them be my 100% friends, because they're maybe friends, but they also have their own things they want to do too, and you can't really be a parasite or leech on other people's like feelings. That's totally wrong and crazy, so I wouldn't do that. I just walked to the end of this to get perspective on like the 2 different pools and the fountain, which I guess summertime, so the algae's out, so it's gonna smell a little bit weirder, but I think I'm still going through it. I can't smell anything. It's just like, it's pretty bad. And I mean, that's just what it ducks. Maybe they should change Seattle to City of Ducks. Or at least today, it seems like there's a lot of different duck stuff going on, which is just cool, because Stone Age even they're practically domesticated animals at this point. Yeah. I think that's about it for now. I should head over to. For this video, it's over. The next one, I'll probably, if I keep in chronological order, I'll probably just be going through South Capitol Hill, then eventually down to Chinatown. That's kind of the deal. I space them out to keep things regular. It's not really too much about like I'm forcing it upon the people, but it's just to keep the things active, keep the account active. Well, it's placeholding for the real bits of it, the juicy parts of it, to speak of, not the somewhat stuff, but the full on, like straight up just doing events and stuff and being more personal, because right now I know these are very unpersonal, and to make it personal would add an element of relatableness, which I need to add on to. I'm definitely at the time, so I can probably stop it right now. 10 minutes seems long enough. Usually 10 or 12, 15, sometimes 17 seems like the right block. It's not like 30-second snippets of like random nothing. It's more of full chunks of thoughts or like conversations that were fully executed, but maybe they were, maybe they weren't. It's just a part of it. Last street I'll cross, and I will end it at that. Walk off.